Hello friends, it's Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. I have some super exciting news and some super exciting cards. So let's take a look. First, we're going to start out with some glossy paper. This is Ranger's glossy paper, which is important. And then we're also going to use some Distress Oxide sprays. Now, I'm going to tell you right up front, the cards that looked the best had the least amount of spray on it. And the reason for that is because I'm mixing blue and yellow. So the less spray I had on there, the more those two colors stood out and the less they became green. I started by spraying 4 backgrounds of yellow and 4 backgrounds of blue. Now we're adding the second coat to both. So I'm starting with the yellow backgrounds, and I sprayed through this really pretty stencil, which I thought for some reason in my head was A2 sized, but is actually 5x7. So it's a little bit smaller than I expected, but that's okay. I'm gonna go with it. I've sprayed just a little bit of blue over the top, and then on the second card, I missed speaking about it, but I laid the stencil down over the top so that the excess spray went down onto that card. Next, I'm just going through and spraying more on the other 2 cards. I think my whole plan would have looked a lot better if I'd done it on just regular cardstock and not on glossy cardstock. What I wanted to do was to use the Distress Micro Glaze and get that really cool look, but I had issues. But I am using regular cardstock right there to rub off all of the blue on that stencil. I make a really cool card out of that. Next, I'm just spraying the yellow on top of the blue backgrounds. So look how cool that is. The Distress Oxide is pretty opaque. The issue is that the Micro Glaze takes that opaque pigment out of the mix, and then all you're left with is the dye ink. And so I think this just would have worked out a lot better. But here you can see this one's my favorite, and like I said before, it's because I just didn't add a ton of spray on there. Next, we're moving on and continuing. I mainly just spray over one of the blue. I do lay down, and then I also lay down on this piece of regular paper. Remember, this is just Nina. I think it's 110-pound cardstock. And look how cool. I did not expect this piece of paper to look really good, but I actually really liked it. It looked very, graphic and kind of graffiti-esque. So I'll definitely use that. Here, you'll see in a minute. Next, I'm taking this Distress Oxide glaze, micro glaze, and I'm going to add it so it reveals the more intense color. I love this technique. It just didn't really pull off here like I wanted. I think the cards end up looking really cool, but not quite as cool as I wanted. But that's okay. We're gonna keep going because I have 60 cards to make for Christmas, 60 plus, because there's like 10 or 15 people I want to add to my Christmas list. I'm going to try and go back and see if there's anyone I can take off, because at the point of voicing over this video, I have actually finished all 60 cards, and I'm hoping I can just leave it at that. I'm kind of done making Christmas cards. I really enjoy it, but at the same time, it's nice to make other cards. I have a lot of other cool things I want to do. So here you can see what I'm saying. It goes from very blue to very green, and that's because I'm pulling off that oxide pigment, and it just leaves the translucent dye. If I'd done it on regular cardstock, it would have been fine. Anyway, moving on. I wanted to tell you my exciting news. I have got a new laptop, so I can actually make really cool videos again, which is exciting. I was having so much trouble with my old laptop which is one of the reasons why I have not been making very many videos, because I was having to do it on my phone and it was a nightmare. It just was not working. So I got a new computer as well as a new microphone. So I hope that my voice is clear and easy to listen to. I have some really cool videos already made. Here's that one that's my favorite, I think. I have some really cool videos already made. I'm going to voice over them today, and as well as some in the mix. And you can see how many cool effects and transitions and amazingness I can already do. Just really exciting. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Also, the other super great news is I've started a Mighty network. The information is going to be in the link below, but you'll be able to join. It's basically like a Facebook group, but not on Facebook, and way better. So you join it, you'll have to create an account, you join it, and then you can post photos and text, you can respond to things, add comments. I'll be able to put all my new blog posts up there. I'm going to stop adding blog posts to my personal website and just move over to the Mighty Networks, because my whole goal is to talk with you guys. And right, like, I don't actually make any money off of this. I just do it as a hobby. It's something I love to do. I love making cards. I love making videos. I love chatting with y'all. So this will really just be great. So definitely join over there. Check out the link below. I'm planning on making a video for it, so I don't know if the time that this video goes up, if I'll have that, but just keep an eye out on my channel. So moving on, going back to the video, I cut out a Oh Holy Night die cut for each of these cards, one in black and one in gold, except for like one or two of the cards I just did black. And then I glued that and shifted it over just to make it easy to give it kind of like the black shadow. So I put the gold on top and had the shadow layer be the black. Then I'm going through and I really just wanted to use a stencil for the bottom of this, and it was not happening today. The first thing I tried was just some black gesso, and I tried to scrape that through and it flooded under that stencil, which I think my two issues were I had the stencil upside down, as well as I should have used a medium to thicken that up, and then I wouldn't have had a problem. But I was lazy and didn't feel like doing that at that time. Then I tried using my little blotter tool and just blotting the paint through, but that didn't look great. It looked fine on the card I did it on, but it didn't get crisp edges. So then I was like, I'll just draw through this, and that took forever. So I ended up just die cutting, using that die cut I showed just a minute ago. And it's a back and front die, a double-sided die from Crafter's Companion. Just about everything, all the dies and stencils and stuff are from Crafter's Companion, Nature's Garden set. But I die cut that and just glued it to the bottom of those. And then once the glue dried, I cut off the edges. So here, I'm going to show you that part. I also just used some cheap teal cardstock for the bases of the cards. Then I cut that piece of letter paper in half, so on the short edge. So I got so that I'd have two 4 1/4 by 11 inch sheets. Then I scored it in half and folded it. You can score it using any scoring board. I use my Ultimate Crafter's Companion because I find it so much easier. It just tells me where to do it for a half fold, which is really nice. So on one side of that double-sided die, you get just the background scene of like Bethlehem, and the other side you get Mary and Joseph and the donkey heading towards, I guess what they're saying, where Jesus was born. So the Mary and Joseph die cut out. So I just decided to paper piece that in. I used some Spectrum Noir metallic markers in the Ancient Bronze and this sapphire or blue topaz color. Easily just colored those in. I'm going to be honest with you, this was the only one I colored. The other ones my mom did for me because she was over in crafting with me, and she was like, oh, I can help. And I said, sure, you can do this. And so, but I kept one so that I could show you on screen how easy it is. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Then I'm just adding some glue to paper piece those in. Literally the easiest paper piecing I've ever done. It's just two little people. I also used that star that die cuts out, and that's what I used that Ancient Bronze color on. I think if I did it again, I might not have used this, but whatever. On one of the cards, I added it over them. Then one of the cards, I added it over the little manger scene. Cool, cool, cool. That is the end of the how-to on this video, but we will get to see the super cool cards. Look, this is my favorite. Look at the colors. I think the colors turned out amazing on this one. I really loved how this one turned out. Some of the others I didn't like as much, but here my Upsy Daisy one, like, turned out amazing. I also liked this one. This is the one I colored through that stencil for. So when I could get the real vibrant color differentiations that looked great, on these where it just kind of turned into green, I didn't love it as much. Anyway, definitely hit that bell, subscribe, and like this video if you're interested. Like I said before, check out the Mighty Network in the link below. Here are some other videos you might be interested. I hope you guys have an amazing, wonderful, super crafty day. Bye, guys.